Welcome to Navigating IACDE Accreditation, a roadmap to digital excellence. I am Dr. Roxanne Kemp, and I'm the founder of IACDE. And I would like to welcome you to this comprehensive webinar on the International Accreditation Commission for Digital Education, IACDE process. And this session is designed for online colleges, coaching programs, and ed tech providers that are seeking to enhance their institutional credibility. So let's dive in and let's get started. A little bit about IACDE. So IACDE is a global independent accrediting body that I founded in 2025. And the core mission is to advance quality in the digital education worldwide. And I have worked for the past 20 years in all aspects of education as a consultant, program coordinator, chief academic officer, you name it. And I have seen the very best and the very worst of education. And some of these institutions were fully accredited by all traditional standards. So sometimes accreditation can just look like paperwork. At IACDE, however, we're not just passing out seals and paperwork. We are actually trying to help you get to a place to where your program is quality. And as the educational landscape continues to evolve, IACDE has positioned itself as a specialized accreditor, and we're focusing on institutions that may fall outside the traditional accreditation frameworks. And these include faith-based educational institutions, coaching certification programs, micro-learning platforms, and online universities and colleges and schools. So why does accreditation even matter? Well, one of the things that accreditation can help you with is global credibility and recognition. IACDE accreditation signals to stakeholders worldwide that your institution meets internationally recognized standards of excellence. And this is going to open some of your doors to global partnerships and student recruitment opportunities. Students also will trust you more. Increase student trust. Today's discerning learners seek quality assurance before investing in education. So accreditation provides the verification that they need. And this will help you increase your enrollment and retention rates for your program. And also enhance institutional reputation. Your institution will have a better reputation because accreditation differentiates your institution from the crowded marketplace. And this can also support you in your funding and your partnerships. So just a little bit more about the types of institution we accredit. Again, I mentioned online colleges and universities. These can be degree granting institutions that are operating in digital environments, offering comprehensive academic programs that are leading to recognized credentials. Coaching academies, and if you're a coach, you know exactly what I'm referring to. These are individuals or organizations that are providing structured training in life. You've got life coaches, business coaches, consultants, and they're using specialized coaching methodologies with defined competency frameworks. So we welcome coaching academies. And then we have micro-credential programs, and they're springing up everywhere. And these are providers of targeted skills-based learning experiences. And these normally result in badges, verifiable badges or certificates that demonstrate competencies. And then there are CPD providers. Those would be the programs that are delivering continuing professional development for licensed professionals or workforce upskilling through structured digital learning paths. And then faith-based institutions. Some of these faith-based institutions are operating through government exemptions, legal exemptions, and they're still seeking recognition for their digital ministry training, their education, or their faith-oriented professional development. So I've been asked, and here is the answer to that question. What are the requirements? Do we just accredit everyone? Not quite, not everyone. Institutions must be legally registered in their country of operation with all appropriate documentation. So in order for you to get accredited by IACDE, you have to be operating legally. And we have to have evidence that you're a legal operation. Operational history, we're asking that at least 1 year of educational activity required for you to receive full accreditation. But unlike some of the other accreditors, we are open to newer institutions. So if you are a newer institution, you have not had a year of documented operations, you still can apply for candidacy status, and we will give you the candidacy status and work with you until you have been in operation for a year. And you must have completed that accreditation process in at least 2 years. You also must have a digital format. You must operate primarily through online, hybrid, microlearning, or digital formats with an appropriate technological infrastructure. And if you're using an LMS, then you fall into this category. If you're teaching your students through a learning platform that is using educational technology, digital technology, you would fall under the digital format category. And then also there's a demonstrated capacity. There has to be evidence of student learning mechanisms, assessment protocols, faculty oversight, and continuous improvement processes, not just a turnkey where students go into a platform and they don't receive any support. There has to be demonstrated capacity for you to qualify. Some of our accreditation pathways, they include, of course, I just mentioned our pre-accreditation, which is our candidacy status, and this is your first step. This is your first step towards full recognition for institutions demonstrating alignment with our standards. And it's valid for 12 months, renewable once. Institutions must reach full accreditation within 24 months. I mentioned that earlier. And then there's institutional accreditation, and this is your full accreditation, comprehensive recognition for your type of program, your digital program. This confirms your entire ecosystem meets our 10 core standards, which includes your financial integrity, governance, academics, and student support. And then we also offer programmatic accreditation. So for organizations that are seeking accreditation or to recognize specific programs, we offer that. And this is ideal for professional or faith-based or niche type programs. Here are some of our distinctions, and you can learn more about this on our website. But we also have these specialized program labels to showcase excellence. And we have the categories of business and leadership, technology and security, and human services. And we're looking at adding more distinctions as we learn about your programs. So let's dive into our 10 accreditation standards. So innovation. Are you committed to advancing digital learning through research and implementation of best practices? Are you actually looking to improve and make sure that your programs are valid? Integrity and ethical practices in marketing. You're not overly making promises. You know, I've seen schools that will promise if you graduate from our program, you're going to make 6 figures. Well, that lacks integrity because you cannot guarantee that kind of number. Assessment systems. Do you have a way to collect your data? Are you looking at what's happening in your programs, whether they're being successful? Are you trying to make continuous quality improvement? Financial stability. We just want to know, do you have a sustainable business model? Do you have financial controls? Are you trying to figure out a budget for your programs and how you're going to keep things running? Learning resources is another category. Are you using digital libraries, tools, platforms that are supporting your objectives? Mission and purpose. Of course, we want to know what your mission is. Why are you in education? Why are you in digital education? Do you have a clear and appropriate mission statement that's aligned with your activities and serving as a foundation for your planning? That's where it starts. And then governance and leadership. One of the things that I've learned in this field is that you should be able to trust your leadership and your governance. Is there governance in place? Sometimes you'll see a program and you don't know who oversees it, what it's about. That's a red flag to many. So we're looking to see, is there governance in place? Is there leadership in place? Effective leadership structure with appropriate oversight and decision-making processes. Do you have this in place? This may be in the form of qualified colleagues that are working with you, governing boards, advisory boards. Do you have any of this governance? Deans, chief academic officers, instructors, are they in place? And your academic programs, we want to see what academic programs you're offering that you're looking to be accredited for. Is there a rigorous curriculum with appropriate learning outcomes and assessment methods? And then your faculty or instructor qualifications, depending on, or coach, depending on your particular model. Are they qualified to provide the instruction that you're offering? And then there's student support. Are you supporting the students? Do you have services to address the needs of your students? And you can learn more about our core accreditation standards on our website and in the handbooks that are provided to you. So let's dive into the process. This is what many of us are here for. How do I get started? So very first step, many of you are here because you've heard about our program or you've answered an ad and you've asked for more information. So you're here. You're right here where you should be. The very first thing that you'll do is you'll apply. You'll complete the online application form. And this form is asking you about your institutional details and your preliminary documentation. And next, our team will review your information for eligibility and provide initial feedback within 10 business days. After we have done this, you will get a candidacy document review. We'll ask you to submit foundational documents demonstrating alignment with our core standards. IACDE reviewers will evaluate materials and provide a candidacy determination within 30 days. So you've applied, we've reviewed it. Now we're reaching out to you and saying, okay, you look like you're a candidate. Please send us this information for us to validate that you're a candidate. And once you've entered into candidacy status, then you can start your self-study. So step number 3 is your self-study and standards alignment. And this is when you are going to do a little bit of work. You're going to complete a comprehensive self-evaluation. So you're going to evaluate yourself using our templates. And within those templates, you will document evidence of compliance with all applicable standards and identify areas for improvement. After you have completed your self-study, and you submit your self-study, there will be a virtual peer review. So we will ask you to provide us with access to yourself or your team. We're going to host an online visit. Our IACDE trained peer evaluators who validate self-study findings through interviews, document reviews, and virtual facility tours will be there, and they'll provide a peer review of everything that you've provided. And then the commission will make a final decision, and you'll receive official determination from IACDE Commission based on our findings and institutional responses. And most successful institutions will receive formal recognition. So as long as you follow all the steps and you provide all the information and make sure that you're aligned with our standards, you will receive official determination from IACDE of full accreditation, along with any programmatic accreditations that you've requested. Ongoing compliance requirements. So after you're accredited, you will receive your badge, your certificates. We'll provide you with instructions on how to use our logos. You will have an annual institutional report that you will submit, and it's just you'll submit a comprehensive data on your enrollment, completion, faculty qualifications, basically just a report where you'll report in because we want to know how you're doing. And there will be a periodic reaffirmation review, and you'll complete the full accreditation process every 5 years. The mid-cycle review is at 2.5 years, and these evaluations ensure ongoing alignment and just to make sure that you're evolving and that we're evolving, that you're evolving with our standards and best practices. Continuous improvement evidence. We also like to see continuous improvement, and you'll document implementation of any quality enhancement initiatives based on assessment findings. So let's say you receive findings from us making suggestions or recommendations. We would like to see evidence that you're implementing because we value your innovation, your responsiveness to changing your landscape and addressing the needs of students. So what makes us different? Let's talk about this. I can brag about what makes us different all day. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I have worked in this field for some time as a consultant, and there are challenges and there's a gap and a need, especially in online education and digital education. So we're different because we are digital first global. We have a digital first global perspective. Unlike traditional accreditors, retrofitting standards to online learning, we were built specifically for digital education. Our framework recognizes the unique challenges and opportunities of virtual learning environments across cultural contexts. Low barrier entry with integrity. We've designed an accessible process for emerging institutions while maintaining rigorous standards. So our candidacy pathway provides guided mentorship toward full accreditation without compromising quality or expectations. Personalized guidance. Each institution is assigned a dedicated accreditation liaison who provides individualized support throughout the process, because we recognize that non-traditional institutions may need specialized assistance navigating quality assurance frameworks. And then we have virtual evaluations, and this is probably my favorite. I've seen online schools that were completely online, all staff was completely online, but then they had to go and rent space just for the physical review from the accreditor. Our fully online review process eliminates geographical barriers and reduces costs while maintaining thoroughness. Specialized training for peer reviews ensures that they can effectively evaluate digital learning environments. So some of the frequently asked questions that we're getting: how long does the process take? And this typically, the typical timeline from application to accreditation decisions range from 3 to 6 months, and it depends on institutional readiness. If you're ready, it could be sooner. And if you're responsive, institutions with well-developed systems and documentations can complete the process quickly than those needing significant development work. And yes, you can apply without students. Early stage institutions are welcome to apply for candidacy status. This allows us to assist you, and this allows for you to demonstrate your readiness and infrastructure while still trying to grow your student base. So full accreditation will require evidence of student learning outcomes. And some of the documents that we require, and you'll see this during your application process: your founding documents and legal registration, representative course samples and syllabi. You should have those telling us what your courses and programs are about. A org chart and governance structure, faculty qualifications or instructor qualifications, and oversight policies. You know, how do you govern your instructors or your faculty? What are their requirements? Learning assessment methodologies. How are you assessing your students? And financial statements or budgets or financial business plans wherever they're applicable. Membership fees. So here are some of our fees, and just note that we have done our fair share of research to make sure that we're competitive and also allowing you to be able to access our accreditation. Our fees are transparent, affordable fee structure. We have an affordable fee structure scaled to institutional size and complexity. We have our $600 to $650 candidacy application, $600 for nonprofits, $650 application fee for for-profits. And then we move on to, after, similar to the step that I've mentioned earlier, after you've applied and we've received your information and discovered that you are candidate eligible, you will receive an invoice for a candidacy recognition fee of $650. And this is an annual fee for candidates. So you will pay the $650 and you will receive candidacy recognition, but you have up to 2 years in this status before you'll have to start over. So within 2 years, you should be able to advance to full accreditation if you're not able to do it immediately. So there is the application fee, candidacy recognition fee, and this is a part of your process. Your next step is paying your full accreditation fee. So this is going to be determined by the size of your institution. If you have a small institution, which most of the candidates that we're receiving lately have been smaller, 1 to 250 students, there's a $2,500 cost for full accreditation, your full accreditation fee. for the review process. This includes a comprehensive review process and accreditation decision. For a medium institution, 251 to 1,000 students, the fee is $3,000. And you can see how it increases for a larger institution. The fee is $4,000, 1,000 plus students. And then there is a $500 annual maintenance fee. And this just covers ongoing support, compliance monitoring, and access to our resources and professional development. So let's get started. So how do you get started? These are some of the things that you can prepare early. Get your mission statement together, your mission statement and strategic plan, demonstrating clear educational purpose and your institutional values. You should also have an organizational chart that shows your governance structure, reporting relationships, and key leadership positions. Start compiling your course samples with learning objectives, assessment methods, and content delivery strategies, and your learner support policy that outlines your available resources, accessibility accommodations, and technical assistance. And finally, your faculty or instructor qualifications documentation and professional development protocols for online instruction. Final words, we will now open up the webinar for questions and answers. Here's a quote by me. Accreditation is not merely about meeting standards. It's about embracing a culture of continuous improvement that benefits your students, faculty, and the broader educational community. And I want to thank you for joining today's webinar on navigating the IACDE accreditation process. We are looking forward to supporting your institution on this important journey towards recognized excellence in digital education. So for additional information or to schedule a consultation, please visit our website at www.iacde.org. Thank you again and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week.